This video is sponsored by the makers of SenSlip, the undergarment for men that solves sensitivity problems.
Hey!
Hey!
Hi everybody, welcome back to Yes Review. I'm Jim and today we're going to be having a close look at 3 kit lenses, one from Sony, one from Nikon and one from Canon. Before we start, I've got Jana here, who's come all the way from the Czech Republic, which is a hell of a long way away, just to come here to my studio to be with us today. And on my left here I've got Anya, who's come all the way from Poland, which is also a long way away. And Anya's bought her wonderful little Canon M10 with the kit lens. Jana has bought this Sony kit lens on an A6600, which is probably the best mirrorless APS-C DSLR that you can buy on the market today. Fantastic camera that. Are you happy with it?
Really well.
Good. Your M10, and you see here that we've got a little Mega Gear case on the bottom of it. Are you happy with your camera?
It's fantastic.
Good. There's no viewfinder on your camera? No?
But I like it anyway.
You like it anyway? Okay, I like a viewfinder. Do you like a viewfinder?
Yes,
good. Anyway, there we go. The kit lens on the Sony here. This actually doesn't come, I don't think it comes with the camera. If you buy an A6300 or an A6400, this lens will come as a kit lens with it. So you have to buy the lens separately. Now, where we're going with all of this is these kit lenses, we're going to check them all out, see which one performs the best and see if it's worthwhile upgrading to more superior lenses on all 3 models. Now, the Nikon, this is the latest kit lens which came out a couple of years ago, and it's the 16-50, and I've been using this along with a lot of other lenses as well. But as a kit lens, I love it to bits. It's extremely sharp. And the best thing about it is it's very, very, very compact. All of these kit lenses, they collapse on themselves. So that's at 15. And then to extend it out to 50, you've got to manually adjust the zoom ring. On Jana's camera, you've got an electrical switch which is on the side which zooms in and out. You get along with that switch okay? Or?
Yeah, this is perfect.
Good. And with Anya's camera, very solid 15-45 lens, and that's the same as mine, where you've got to switch the lens on and then rotate it just to stop the lens from being in the collapsed position. Now, as you probably know, with all kit lenses, these all start off at f, God knows what, and end at a lot of f. And they're not very fast lenses. None of them are. They're not designed to be fast lenses. They're kit lenses. So, what we're going to do, we're going to have a closer look at how these lenses perform on a lens chart which I've made in my studio, and we're going to compare them all and see if it is worth upgrading any of these lenses to more expensive and brighter lenses. What I would say is the advantage of all of these lenses, they are designed to be very, very compact and very, very cheap to manufacture, hence the price and hence the fact that they put them in the kit when you buy a camera. But if you're going to buy Sony, Nikon or Canon camera, what you should be looking at, if you're going to buy one with a kit lens, it's very important to find out how good or how bad that kit lens is. And as I said before, from my point of view, I know that this kit lens is very, very good. I'm not a huge fan of ever walking around with a kit lens on my camera. This is the first time I've ever done it. I love it to bits. Okay, so don't go away. We'll show you what the results are from the test shots that we're going to do with all 3 of these cameras. Stay with us and we'll be back in a moment. Thanks.
See you soon.
Right, this is the lens chart that we used to check out the Sony, the Canon and the Nikon kit lenses, and we shot off about 35 frames for each of the lenses, and when we reviewed it, we nearly fell asleep. Now, we don't want you to go away, we're just going to talk about them instead, because rather than show you all the different frames, you're going to get very bored. So just to show you that we have done it, this is our lovely test chart. So this is the Sony f3.5 to 5.6 OSS kit lens, 16mm to 50mm on your APS-C camera, and that's the equivalent of about 24 to 70 on a full frame camera. Bear in mind, this is for APS-C cameras only. It weighs in at 121 grams, and it has a filter thread, a very small filter thread, 40.5mm. We did notice massive distortion in RAW, but this is okay and fairly well controlled in JPEG process files. There's a lot of vignetting at max aperture, but you won't really notice this in real life. And you could also reduce that by stopping the lens down. Close focusing distance is very good. It's 25 centimeters or 27 centimeters, and it also produces a very good bokeh effect at the max aperture, which is a good plus point. It just does show some chromatic aberration at the edges, but once again, you probably won't really notice this. The good points about it are it's very portable. It collapses down to just 3 centimeters. It's also very sharp in the center, not so sharp at the edges, but I don't think you're going to be noticing that unless you are going to blow up pictures to A4 size and beyond in landscape photography. So there we have it. I think this lens is probably showing its age a little bit. It was designed for the NEX, the NEX series of Sony cameras from 10 years ago. I think this lens came out in 2011, 2012, somewhere around there. So maybe it's time to for Sony to produce a kit lens that's a little bit more comparable with some of the other manufacturers. Okay, this is the Canon EFM 15 to 45 f3.5 to 6.3 IS STM lens. It replaces the older 18 to 55mm lens, which was made out of metal and was not retractable. It's not. I don't think it's really suitable for video. It seems to have a fairly jerky zoom ring. It does, however, have excellent autofocus, great image stabilization, and it's small and fairly quiet. f8 seems to be the sweet spot, as with most of these kit lenses. The distortion does exist, unfortunately, and the vignetting is fairly bad. Close focusing, we managed to take some photographs at about 27 centimeters, and we didn't get particularly good results at that. It weighs in at 140 grams, so it's pretty similar to the Sony. It is slightly larger, and I would say slightly better than the Sony overall. This is the Nikon Z 16 to 50mm lens, kit lens. This lens is the most recently designed one out of the 3 lenses, and it weighs in at 135 grams, all plastic construction with a plastic mount. The filter thread is a 46mm. We've found this lens to be absolutely brilliant in all respects. It collapses, it's very lightweight, excellent VR. What can we say? At just about all the settings, it's optically perfect. We can't see any distortion. There's no manual focus, autofocus switch, and as I say, it's all plastic, and it is unfortunately the best out of all of the 3 lenses that we're looking at today. So well done, Nikon. And the brother that goes with this lens is the Nikon Z 50 to 250 lens. We've also had a good look at that lens, and that is as good as this one. It's a superb lens as well. Okay, surprise, surprise. Well, that was very interesting to see that. Unfortunately, the kit lens on the Sony, it does perform well, but it doesn't really perform as well as I thought it would. Might be because it's a bit dated now, but I wouldn't be terribly happy with the results. And poor Jana here is very upset, but she's not that upset because she's actually going to upgrade the lens. We're going to come back to that in a moment. Your lens is very, very good, and it's better than the Sony, as you can see from the test results. And my lens on my Z50 is the best. It's the sharpest. When it comes down to CA and any kind of distortion or whatever, they're all fairly well controlled in all three of these cameras. By the way, when we're talking about APS-C cameras, the reason why we all three of us love having an APS-C camera, which is cropped frame, is because none of us want to walk around with a full frame camera like this. Now this is the full frame version of the Z50. This is a Z7, and as you can see, it's a lot more to lug around, especially if you're going to be carrying more lenses with you. So what I'd recommend that you do, Jana, there's a whole load of lenses that you can buy for that which are much better than that kit lens. Okay. And I think in your case you've got such a good camera. As I said before, that is probably the best digital APS-C camera that you can buy today. Maybe the Canon M6 is on a level with it, I don't know. It's got more features than my crop sensor Z50, and it's got a lot more features than the slightly aged Canon M10. But do you need all these features? What I'm going to say to you is that Sony do some very, very, very good upgrades to that. And one of them is the 16 to 55, is it? f2.8 lens. It's going to cost you $1,000 or somewhere in that. It's a lot of money. It's a very, very good lens, and I would recommend as just a walk around lens, that's a very good one to go for. If you want to get a slightly a telephoto lens, Sony do, I think it's 70 to 350, but it goes up to f6.3 or something, which is not very bright, but it's a very, very good lens. So unfortunately you might have to spend a bit of cash there to upgrade that, and I would say do it, because if there's anything that lets this camera down, it's the thing on the front of it, it's the lens. And I would upgrade it, and I'd put that on eBay and I'd sell it. With me, I'm going to keep mine, even though I've got lots of other lenses because I like it. And with you, I think that's a great lens to stick with. Once again, Canon do a 16 or 18 to 50 2.8 for the M series. f2.8 obviously is very, very bright, and you can do a lot more with it, but it's a lot more money. But you're not too keen on upgrading, are you?
No.
No. Right, because you've got to pay for the airfare to go back to Poland. Yeah, and it costs a lot of money. So there we have it. Surprise, surprise. If out of all of these three cameras, I think the best value for money, because I'm me, I think the best value for money is, with the kit lens, is the Z50, and you can buy the Z50 with this kit lens, or you can buy the Z50 with this kit lens and another kit lens, which is the 50 to 250 lens, which I've done a separate review on, which you might want to see. But there we have it. Good luck, and I hope you have a lot of happy photography. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.